Happy Tuesday, Dream Builders. Monica Ramos here with 22 Social. Let me know that sound is coming through. I had to switch devices, so my camera's not working, but I believe the sound is coming through, but I'm using a different camera than I normally do. So, I'm sorry, different mic. I usually use my Yeti. So it should be good. Let me know otherwise. So I don't know that I will be able to come on camera, but I do have a lot of presenting and training and screen sharing and stuff like that for you. And I put together a few slides. This is episode 108, if you can believe it. It's Tuesday, March 10th. So let me know where you are chiming in from, what part of the world you're in. Today, we're going to go over optimizing your Facebook presence for organic reach. This is kind of my, it's one of my specialties. It's actually the first thing that I was really teaching when I came on the scene in about 2011, with Facebook training and things like that. And my first course was on getting visible organically, which did really well. So I did this training, and it'll be very similar to what we did about 6 months ago, but it was really popular here at 22 Social. We get a lot of questions about this and really optimizing, traffic and being able to view your, how do people get to your apps that you've created and things like that. So hopefully this helps answer that. Let's see, make sure, just comment and say, yep, we can hear you. Last time I think I started without the mic on, or it was muted or something like that. All right, thanks. Ohio in the house. What's up, Wes? Awesome. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is first make sure that you are in the right place today. It's just me. Renee's not here today. So I'm going to see if we've got the right, your dream builder, and if you're in the right place and if this is for you. This is how you can tell. These will apply. If they do, we want you to watch and stick with us, and hopefully you'll get some benefit from here. So number one on this kind of list of criteria that we have is that you're passionate about not just the products and services, but also the people you help with those services, but being passionate about that and truly here to do what you love. You have, you want to find a way to make that a reality, right? Turn your dream into a business. You want to build this business online and create stability with recurring income, something that will allow you to stop trading time for money. With more money and more time, then you can help more people. And we are called 22 Social for a reason. It's a social platform using and leveraging the power of social networking platforms like Facebook to connect with those that need your help so that you can build community, create lasting impact, and impact not only on yourself, but on those that you help and in your own life as well. And finally, we want to make sure that you understand you've got to be committed. This is not something that happens overnight. If you truly are passionate, you're willing to put in the time and the work to create this dream business so that you can experience that lasting impact, that income, that lifestyle, that fulfillment that is long-term and not just something you're thinking about doing one day, but really making it happen and then making it last. And we want you to start doing that right now, right? We don't want you to have to wait and to get going. So we'd like to offer what we call a blueprint. It's the Dream Builder Blueprint. And this is a very high level explanation of it. We get into more detail. We have detailed videos and information about this, which I'll share with you in just a little bit. But there are a set of building blocks or milestones that we kind of think that this is, a way to get from one step to the next. You can't kind of just jump around. And this is a foundational kind of building blocks that has worked for a lot of people. We've been hearing that it's working really good. And showcasing those success stories. Renee's doing some one-on-ones right now, and he's really backed up with all of that and having a good time. He actually likes doing that, but people really took him up on that. So, doing that and putting in, what's your dream? What is it that you enjoy doing? Putting in that work and building on those blocks. So we're all doing something different towards a dream that we all want to see realized, right? So we're all doing the same thing in the essence that we're following these steps and we're trying to build a dream, but for everyone, that journey is going to be different. So first figure out, what is your dream? What's your expertise? What is it that you are going to be delivering or offering? And how are you going to do that, right? And so figuring all that out and what is involved in all that is unique for each person. So there's lots of different ways we do that. Like I mentioned earlier, Renee's doing some one-on-ones right now. And really that's like his special sauce. That's his sweet spot that he likes. I enjoy trainings, right? The online trainings and putting together courses and tutorials. I really love that. So any place I can do that and shine, I'm always going to jump for it. But what is yours? You know, maybe you're a blogger, maybe you're an author, maybe you like to do live speaking and you want to incentivize and get signups for that, or anything that, whatever it is that you do, that you sell or you come across in you portray as your service. Figuring out what that is, and then finding a group of people, a small handful of people that you can reach out to, that you can invite to take you up on these offers, people that need the results that you are offering, the solutions that you have, the problems to those solutions. Who's got those problems right now? Who can you help? Reach out and let them know what you have to offer and invite them to take you up on it. In doing so, you're going to learn a lot, and this is going to help you create systems and a way to automatically nurture these new leads, clients, prospects, paying members, potential members with, is my pricing correct? You're going to get a lot of feedback in the invite process and learning, is your delivery method right? What are some of maybe the core education products that you need to maybe build out, because there's a missing piece to that. Kind of like today, how we're talking about this organic reach. The decision to, have that be the topic today is based on a need from our community that was asking that. So we thought, it's been about 6 months, let's do that. You'll learn these when you start to offer your solutions. And then you can create additional content and build systems and nurture your, create systems that will allow you to do more with less time, less money, and you'll know the best way to do that in that invite stage. And then once you have something going, then you can really grow. Something you have in place, it's working, people are willing to pay for it, and you have a systematic way to deliver it. That's when you can begin attracting more business. So get those kind of building blocks in order. Figure it out. What is your dream? What are you offering? How are you offering it? Start offering it. Get some feedback about that. Figure out a way that's going to work systematically to continue to do that. And then you can build on growing the business, bringing in some more, attraction strategies. You can update your copy, have an affiliate program, all kinds of stuff. So with the blueprint, we want you to be able to make money as you're going. So we want to offer this kind of guide to you. And so one of the things that we get a lot of questions about, like I said, is that, how do we get visible? How can I get people to view my page, view my apps, visit my sites? How do I do that, without paying for ads? Because ads is a really great way to do that. But organically, which is doing it without paying for ads, is a topic that I think a lot of people miss the ball on this. There's lots of ways you can do this without having to pay for it. And a lot of people are having success. So I'm just going to kind of briefly go over what organic reach is. And then we'll talk about, there's no sound. Is that true? How is there no sound? Have I just been talking and there's no sound? Hold on a second. It says my mic is on. So let someone else let me know that, because I'm just talking and there's no sound, that you can hear me. Let me see. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Thanks, Wes. So cool. Awesome. Amaka, I think you need to maybe check something because you're mentioning that you can't see. All right. So thank you. Thank you so much, Wes. That helps me. So organic reach is the number of people who are seeing your content without you having to pay for advertising. And it includes people that are shown your posts, and as well as on your page, like that actually go to your page and see. Now, on the other hand, paid reach is people who will see your content as a result of paid promotions. So on one hand, it's just, you're just doing it without advertising, and people who are shown whatever you put out there just in their natural news feed, or for some reason they're going to your page and scrolling through your posts there, which is rare. People are not going to business pages. Think about yourself, take your marketer, your business owner hat off as just a regular person who goes on Facebook Do you ever go to a business page? Like how, and if you do, it's not very often. And most likely as a consumer, you're scrolling through your phone on mobile, right? So you're watching Facebook on mobile and you're in your newsfeed. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about how you're presenting things. They're not looking at it the way we look at it. So when you're worried about, oh, the tabs on my page aren't showing, or you're looking at your page and you're looking at it on desktop, two things that your consumers are probably not doing. They're scrolling through their newsfeed, most likely on mobile. So please just keep that in mind. Thanks everybody for letting me know you can hear me. Cool. So Christine, you scared me for a second. Some of the optimization tips that I do go over, and like I said, I did go through this with a slightly different examples than what I'm going to share today, but pretty much the same concept. So if anyone's like, I can't stay today, or you want a little bit more information, episode 86, which I'll link to in the description once we're done here, is I also went over this, but it was about 6 months ago, which is why I want to do it again. The importance of always, 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 always using your SmartLink. And I'll show you, because one of the questions I got last time I did this was, where's my SmartLink? And I made the mistake of assuming you guys knew where that was. So I added a few slides today to let you know exactly where you find that. On your personal profile, you can optimize, do some things there. You can also do stuff on your business page. And then there's also ways to do it off of Facebook. So I'm going to talk about a few of those. But super important is number one. That's very, very important. I want to make sure that if you learn anything today, get in the habit of using your SmartLink. So you're probably wondering, well, what's my SmartLink? Where's my SmartLink? What is that? So for anyone who's baffled by, I don't know what you're talking about with the SmartLink, it is on the admin dashboard of any of your apps, right? So if you want to get your app SmartLink for that particular app, for that landing page you've created with 22 Social, you need to go to that app. So when you're there, click on the link icon at the top, and this little window will pop up that will give you some links. And one of them is the permanent SmartLink. If you can't get to your app, I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a minute, because I have a slide for that too. But if you know how to get to your app, click on it, get to it from your dashboard, look for that link icon at the top, and then this little window pops up, and you want I recommend the permanent SmartLink unless you're going to go all numeric. But I would stay away from the vanity. I go into a lot of details about that I did that on episode 86, and also my optimize video, which I'll share the link to. So just as a rule of thumb, stick with the permanent, and the direct sign up, ignore that too. You don't need it for this. For this, you want your permanent SmartLink. And if you are like, okay, I can't get to my app, or I don't know where to find my apps, maybe you don't have page tabs and you have yours just in your 22 Social account, go to 22s.com/account. As long as you're logged into Facebook as the person who has the 22 Social account, because your 22 Social account is tied to your personal profile, your name on Facebook. It's your Facebook login. As long as you're logged in as that person on Facebook and you go to 22s.com/account, you will automatically end up here on the My Apps tab of your account. And there you will see a list of all of your apps that you've created. And they'll be grouped by page. If you've added apps to multiple business pages, you'll see them grouped by page there. So you can look for them in the list below. This column over here of orange buttons on the far left, you can also click on that to go to your app. So that'll take you to your app, and then you'll be on the same step I was in the previous slide. But you don't need to do that if you're just coming to get your SmartLink. But I wanted to point out that you can click on those orange buttons from your My Apps tab here at 22s.com/account next to the app, which hopefully if you've named them, they'll be there. Otherwise, they'll be listed by ID number. But click on them. That'll take you to them. However, if you're just looking for the SmartLink from this dashboard right here, all you need to do is click on the little link icon next to the app there. You don't have to go to it and then click on the link. You can do it right here, and that's going to pop up that same little window there, and then you can grab your SmartLink, okay? So we'll make sure that was clear. If anyone asks, how do I get to my SmartLink? I'm going to say, go back to the first couple minutes. It's right there, okay? But I want to make sure I included that. So again, like I said, number one rule for optimizing for organic reach, especially as a 22 Social user who's trying to drive traffic to the landing page you've created, your sales page, any app you've created with 22 Social, number one rule, always use the SmartLink. So I want to talk about the difference between the SmartLink and why 22 Social created the SmartLink, which was from day one. I remember when I started using 22 Social, back in 2013, I think. that's when a lot of people, like, there were other platforms that did, like, like WooBox or Tab Site, and there were all of these, like, where you can do like contests and put tabs on your page. All of those tabs, doesn't matter if it's 22 Social or some other platform, they're not mobile optimized. It's a Facebook thing. So 22 Social created the Smartlink to account for that. So if you copy the link like in your browser on desktop and you try to share that with someone and they click that link on a mobile device, they're going to see an error or content not found, or that page doesn't exist, or some type of broken link error. But if you always share the smart link, then you don't have to guess, are they on mobile or on a desktop or are they on a tablet? How are they watching? The smart link that is smart enough to know, based on the user that's visiting the page, it's responsive in that it will show them the correct display that is needed, and it won't give them an error. So what I'm talking about is that bar up at the top. I call it the Facebook app link that's in your browser, but sometimes people just go, oh, I'm on my page tab. And again, if you don't have Facebook tabs, then you're ahead of the game, because then this won't be a problem for you. But those of you who are a little old school, or you're using the page tabs, that link up at the top, do not use it. Over 95% of users are on mobile, and so you don't want them to get an error, okay? Now, I recommend using the permanent, because that never changes. You want that to be, if you're going to share it anywhere, because if you change your nickname, then your vanity and all of that changes. So when I talked about grabbing the permanent smart link, that's why. And you can get that, again, by clicking on the little link icon at the top of any of your apps and then copy that permanent smart link. Now, do not use that Facebook link in the browser. I know that's where you go to see it, but that's if you're on desktop. If someone else clicks that, or if you put it behind a button or somewhere, you forward a vanity URL to it, if they're going there on mobile, they're not going to see it the way you see it on desktop. They'll get that error. All right. So super important, always use a smart link. Now, Facebook app links, they're just not mobile optimized. They never have been. I don't know if Facebook ever will do that, but I've been doing this training for, oh God, I don't know, like 7 years now, and they still do not optimize their mobile links. And none of them are. None of these tabs here, if you copy that browser, they don't work on mobile. They've started to make a few improvements, like they're showing like the little, like the home, shop and photos on mobile. They'll show those now. Like back in the day, they didn't show these. However, third-party apps, like what we use with 22 Social, or if your email program, or like a WordPress, something that allows you to put a Facebook tab on your page, the link generated from that is not mobile optimized. However, the call to action, I was going to say the smart link, the call to action, the CTA button on that all pages have, is very prominent and very visible on mobile. So I always mention using that to your advantage and putting your smart link as the link behind that button. That will do a lot for mobile traffic, especially because that button is very prominent. Again, if they happen to visit your page, you have to remember consumers, regular Facebook users, the people who are out there with the problem you solve that are not business owners, right? They're not going to your page, whether it's desktop or mobile, and seeing this. However, if they happen to go, this is why I say make sure that you have this link optimized there and all of that. But again, they're going through their newsfeed, and that's where they're going to see it. So a few places where I want to talk about where you can optimize your organic reach and your visibility, with, especially in relation to your 22 Social apps and what you've created there, is your personal profile, your business page, and then I was going to talk about off Facebook. So on the personal profile, you have your profile cover and your profile image, the actual pictures, but the descriptions as well, and the about section where you can update your personal info. I did go into a lot of detail on this on episode 86, which I'll link to so you guys can check that out. But I put together a few slides for today because I noticed when I was doing this that Facebook's changing the layout of profiles. This is what it looks like, the new version anyway, on one of these accounts where I was taking screenshots. My personal account, like my Monica Ramos, doesn't look like this yet. So if your profile doesn't look like this, don't worry about it. They're just rolling out a new layout, but this is kind of how it looks now. FYI, if you hadn't noticed, I literally just noticed this morning. I was like, oh, it's a little bit different. So there are a few places here. They allow you to add a bio, an intro section, and edit your profile in other ways. One of the things I recommend is putting your link in when you click on edit profile where it says website, putting that in there as your website. Don't put like your website to, well, I mean, if you have a website where you want to drive traffic, great. But if you don't have one, or you want people to opt into like your lead gen app or your paid program or wherever it is you want traffic to go to, get the smart link for that app and put it in your profile as your website address in your, like your just, you know, your personal information that's about you. There's a spot in there for website, and just make the visibility on that public. You don't have to make everything public, but definitely make where you enter your website, when it says privacy, check that to be public. So that's you know, a lot of people don't think about business on their personal profile, and we're not supposed to be using our profiles for business, but you want to put information about you on your profile and about what you do. And so make sure that anytime there's a place where you can add a link about what you do or where you work, your workplace, you know, what you do, what your interests are, link to your app there. Now on the business page, there's a lot you can do. I'm going to talk about your call to action button, of course, which I just mentioned, your profile cover, and your profile image for the business page and the cover image for the business page, and the descriptions, especially for those. And I'm going to have a few screenshots on how to, what I mean about updating those. I'll also show you some live screen sharing where I have done this for a couple pages. I think I did this on the last time we did this training as well. And then you want to create a pinned post to pin your app to the top. You also want to make sure your posts are in the right order. So I'll talk about that. I mentioned that last week. I forget who asked. Somebody had asked when I did app audits, and it might have been the app I was reviewing, but rearranging the order of where your posts show up on your page is also important if you're going to be posting a lot about your products or sharing your link. And then there's also an about section on your personal personal business pages, your business pages, not personal. There's a section there, like an about section. There you can also add your website and all that. And so throw in your smart link to whatever, you know, you're probably thinking, what smart link do I use? Pick the one where you want people to go. For most people, that's like a lead gen, like the free thing that gets them on your email list, like a free PDF download or something. Wherever you want like cold traffic that doesn't know anything about you, that just happens to stumble on your page. If they do that, again, most people aren't going to be doing that, but if they do, where do you want to send them? What do you want them to know? And remember, if they're just cold traffic, you don't want to sell to them. You want to maybe offer them something for free. That's the link I would use. So here's what I'm talking about on the business page. We'll start with the profile image. So your profile image for your business page. So I know I'm using the word profile, but that's what it's called. It's called the profile image, but for the business page, not for your Facebook profile. This is your Facebook business page. The profile image for that page is, most of you know you could click on it, edit it. You can also add a description. So click on the image, and when it pops up where it says add a description, click on that so that you can add a few sentences about yourself and your business. Again, this is your business page, and a call to action saying, learn more here, or this is what I help people do. If you'd like to learn more, download my free checklist for this and then plug in your smart link. When you add a link in descriptions of photos on Facebook, they're clickable. So make sure you do that. Also, your cover image, same thing. Because sometimes when people are thumbing through, and if they do come to your page and they accidentally click on the cover image, I've done that a few times. If you click on it, you'll see whatever the description is that the person has there. And a lot of people don't even add a description here. So same thing, click on your cover photo, click on add a description, and you can actually use the same exact description for both your profile image and your cover image. Two important places where you can put a link. Now, and again, they're clickable. Just write them out like a link with either www or HTTP. As long as you write out a link with text, when you save it, it'll be blue and it'll be clickable. All right. And then, of course, that CTA button, the call to action button. So on your page, I'm talking about the button over here. You're going to see it with edit options. So you'll see the little pencil icon as long as you're logged in as the admin of the page. The visitors, when they click on it, they'll go to wherever you have it set up to go to. A lot of people just have it set up to say like send a message, or message the page. Your page already has that option, especially on mobile. It's right there under the cover. It'll say message the page. You don't need to use this button to also say that again, unless that's the most important thing you want people to do. My guess is you probably want to send them to an opt-in or whatever your giveaway is, or your new program, or if you're running a special. So right here, I want you to click on it and edit it to be a website. So when you click on edit button, you're going to see some options here. You'll need to choose a label for it. Unfortunately, you can't write in your own label. And I record this, I do this training like every maybe 2 years. And every time I say the same thing. I'm hoping the next time I record this, that will be different. But to this day, Facebook still does not allow you to write in what you want that button to say, but you have some choices. So when you click on a category, you'll be able to choose more options from that. So if I choose like the learn more about your business and the drop down from there, there's a couple. There's watch video or learn more. So I can't write in the words learn more or watch video, but I can choose those. So learn more usually applies for most. It's pretty generic. I mean, if your app is sending them to a gate that has a really cool video on it that talks about maybe a video course, or registering for a webinar, or you're offering some type of training tips that are video, then maybe choose watch video. But click through some of the different options and choose whatever applies to you. When you, oh, did I go too far? Oh, I don't know if I have the, oh, my slides are missing. So my slides in there were showing how, well, basically you click the next button and then it's going to ask you for your website. And let me actually check because, oh, I think this is just in the wrong place. All right, here we go. It's there. It's there. It's there. Well, let me see. Let me go a little bit more. I just had them out of order. My bad. All right, so we're back on track. Let me thumb through here. There we go. This is what I was hoping to see. I'm like, wait a minute. I know I put that in there. When you click on, when you choose what it's going to be, you're going to hit next. And then there will be an option for you to put a website. You have to click on it, though. It's not very intuitive. So right there where it says website link, click on that. And it's going to pop up this little other window where you can enter in your website. If you're not seeing that, click the back button. If you don't see like where to send people, click the back button and choose your button again. It could be that you're editing a button that was something else. And Learn More they don't all offer the link, the ability to put a website link. I know Learn More does. Watch Video, I think, also does, but not all of them. I think if you put on like shop or like message will automatically think that you want to message the page. So it's not going to ask you for a website, but if it doesn't ask you for a website, go back and just choose another option. Learn More will. So when you click on that, that's where I want you to put your smart link. So again, go back. If you don't know where to get your smart link, we covered that at the beginning, but get your smart link, preferably your permanent smart link. Last week, I did an app audit and I showed how you can use the tracking codes. If you want to put a CTA tracking code there to let you know that how this link is performing, you could do that. But add that in there and then click save. That is super important. A lot of people miss that, but that one there will tell you, that one's very prominent on mobile, unlike the tabs. So forget about the tabs. No one's going to your page, but if they do, chances are they're on mobile. They're not going to see the tabs anyway. They will see this blue button. So if your cover photo also explains something about clicking the button or, click Learn More or something like that, they'll see that image and then they'll see the button. So you're giving them instructions on what to do. It'll tell you there at the top that, it'll show you like what an image of what that actually looks like. Let me bring my cursor. This right here, it'll have that preview. So you can see what it'll look like if you change it to something else. And then just click finish and that's it. So very simple, but very, very important having that call to action button. Now, in the next two things I want to talk about are creating a pinned post and also using your about section. For the creating a pinned post, I want to talk about, I want to switch to screen sharing. So behind this, hopefully it pops up. Let's see. I should be logged in incognito. Okay, here we go. So this is a business page. And I think I used this example before. So if I scroll down, yeah, I've had a few links where you post a link and it'll have that. So if somebody wants to give me their smart link, I will post, just comment with it and I will I will use that in the demo, but in the meantime, what I'm going to do is show you a couple things on the side over here for posts. So let me actually close some of this. Keep in mind that when you're logged in as you, see this white bar at the top? That's me logged in as an admin of this page. That is not how the public sees it. If you want to see what your page looks like to the public, you can always, let's see, somewhere here, view as page visitor, and it'll show you a version of your page, what your page looks like, if you ever want to see. So, should have a little link here. There we go. It's letting it load for a second. So it has this at the top. The very first thing is this post here that I changed my call to action button. Let me switch back to your view. Up here, it lets me know that I can get out of this whole. I'm just going to refresh. It's easier. But yeah, if you have a Smartlink or anything you want me to use in this example, I will. Last week I used somebody's Smartlink. I shared it in the group, and hopefully that got her some views. So this here, make it easier. That's just you're seeing that because it's your page. You're the owner. So I'm just closing that out so that I don't see it. See how I have different, like there's posts, and then if you scroll down, there should be like photos. Well, this page doesn't have a lot. That is determined by the order of your what you have over here. So if you just make sure posts is above like reviews or photos or events or anything like that, then it'll show up before those things on the feed. But what you really want to do is link to your Smartlink. So let me grab one. I'm just going to grab this as an example. I'm just going to open it in a new tab. I'll let that load on that side. And I'm going to get ready here to make a post. And I could say something like, check out my free checklist so you can, and then whatever the benefit is, like kind of right here, download my free gift and get back up to 6 hours of productivity, whatever, you put that message in here, and then you want to add your Smartlink. So I'm just going to grab it. I don't see anyone commenting with theirs, so I'm going to use one of mine. This is just a dummy, like it's not a real one, but I'm going to go up here. Oops. I'm going to get my Smartlink. Again, if you're not seeing that, you can just go to your tutoS.com/account, and it'll bring you to all your apps. Look for your app and grab your Smartlink. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to copy it. And let's say I want to share about that, right? This is not it, but we're going to pretend that it is. Now, once you post the link, you don't even have to leave it in there. So if you don't have a vanity, or you don't want it to show tutoS.com with a bunch of numbers, or you just don't want it to have a link at all, you just want it to be a nice picture, you can delete that once the preview shows up. Okay, once the preview's here, you don't have to have all that extra in there. You can just have your text, and then you post it. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit post. I don't have a lot of fans, or I don't think I have any fans. I shouldn't, right? Yeah, I have 0 likes. Good, because I'm like, this is not, I hope nobody's seeing this. Excuse me. All right, so let's see, where did it go? I guess I have to wait and let it refresh. Let me just refresh it. I want it to pop up. Let me close this. There we go. And another thing is, if you keep seeing this and you're a business that never has events, you can turn that off. I'm actually going to do that right now. Let's make this a little teachable moment. So what I did was I clicked settings up here at the top of my page, and under templates and tabs, that's what controls, let me tab back over for a second, these tabs on the side. And what I want to do is I want to turn off events. I want to turn off a lot of these because I don't use them. So for anyone you don't want to use, you can just toggle them off. Don't do that with your 22 social ones though, because I will uninstall it from the page. But I'm talking about the Facebook ones. If you're not using them, I'm just going to turn that off. Hit save. We go back out. So like if you keep seeing something at the top of your page and you're always Xing it out, but it's a section like your events, your photos, your upcoming, whatever. Let me refresh because it shouldn't be there. That will get rid of it if you just remove the tab completely. And Facebook better not make a liar out of me right now. It just did. Okay. For some reason, maybe it's because that's the template I have for this page. It's something about events. I thought I removed it. I did. Weird. But anyway, let's again, let's look at it the way a viewer would look at it. So view as page visitor, because they're not going to see that. This is what the page looks like when somebody just comes here. Again, nobody's coming to business pages, but if they do, or you're the type of person that's sending people, like you're saying, go to my page, or you have a link to your page that sends people to your Facebook page, then that's different. But if you're not driving people to your page, they're not going to come here organically. So here it'll have a post, but next time I post something, it'll be up here. And the next time I post something out, it'll get dragged down with all of my other posts in here. So if I want to pin a post to the top, you're going to click on these three little dots right here, pin to the top. And now every time someone visits the page, that is what they will see first if they're visiting your page. And it'll have a little pin here, and that's how you can know that it's pinned to the top. And it'll stay there. So if I make another post like this test post and it's something else, maybe just text or a check-in or anything else that I do, how come it's not posting? Just trying to hit enter. Now it will go down here and it'll show farther down. Let me get out of the switch your view so I can be back to regular view. Refresh. Let me see, do I need all of these open? No, that one I just needed for the, well, I'll leave it open in case there's questions about the app. I'll come back to it, like where to get your preview image or something. I know that comes up. Okay, so I just posted, I think I posted as a visitor, right? You know what? When I was showing you guys how it looks to a visitor, I was logged in as my personal profile, my test account, the one where I did over here. Oh, I'm not looking at Sally's profile anymore. Let me come back over here. So it posted as when a page, a person comes and posts, it wasn't the business page. So let's look. Where's my test post? Why am I not getting any test posts? One more time. All right, so here's my test post. So it was posted by the page just now, right? But it's under this one. So anything you post going forward until you remove the pin post, this one will always be at the top. And I'm going to switch back over here, leave that as the visitor view, and this tab I'm going to leave as my regular view so that we have both and I don't have to keep refreshing. All right, so let me switch back over to visitor view. When a visitor comes to your page, and also on mobile, the very first thing they're going to see is this post and then everything else. There's the little test post I did secondly. Now, if you want to then switch it to something else, you just need to unpin it or pin something else. So you cannot pin more than one. That question comes up a lot. What if I have 2 offers or 2 apps? Pick the one that's the most prominent. That's the one you want behind this Learn More button, and that's the one you want to pin. If you have more, like if you have an event that's like, or register for my webinar. Once the webinar is over and you don't need it to be the pinned post anymore, just come up here and unpin it. And when you do that, it'll take it back to wherever it would have been chronologically. So on your timeline, it'll come back to like March 10th. If today's, let's say, April something. It'll just go back there. The other way to unpin something is to replace it with another post. So I can scroll down here and say, for example, maybe I want to pin this one. When I pin that, it's going to replace the other one. You can only pin one. You can't do more than one. I joined a few minutes ago and missed which episode covers Smartlink concept. Just about every episode, but I did go over that. Last week was good, and I have actually a tutorial here. If I come over, me see if I have it in here. I should have it saved from last week. This is a video on my own personal like YouTube. It's not 22 Socials channel. It's on my own. I think I'll probably create a new one. There have been so many changes, but monicaramos.tv/optimize22 is a video I created. The last update was a couple years ago, but it's still relevant. I try to update it every couple of years, so I am due. But that's a really good resource that goes over in much more detail everything that I'm covering today, and talks about the Smartlink as well. Okay, I just want to take a look at comments and make sure I wasn't missing anything, but thanks. Good question, Rob. All right, so back on track over here. Let me come back to my little notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, so creating the pin post and your about section on your website, it's a public page. It does, whatever you put in your about section does get the search engine crawlers that, the juice that goes out looking for, like if somebody types in some words in the Google bar or the Yahoo or Bing or whatever, it's searching the internet for content. Facebook business pages are public pages, and the content that you put in the page as far as like your about section, so where you click on about over here and you fill out this information, like edit your about, the text you put in there gets the search engine will be looking for that. That's kind of like it tells you what the page is about. So don't leave it blank. Put some things in there, put some terms that you think people would be searching for if they needed a solution that you offered here that would bring them to your page. But also you can enter a website, and there you want to also put your Smartlink, the one that you want most traffic to go to. Now, if you have another page that's more important, or you have a website where you want people to go or something else, then do that. But I'm talking to people who are relying on using 22 Social, maybe don't have a website, or this is what they're using to capture leads. That's the link, the Smartlink for that app is what you want to put there as well. All right. Now, there are also some other things you could do off of Facebook. And let me pull up the list because there's lots of ways I could show that. But I think if I just bring this up, that way you guys can read it while I'm reading it to you. But a lot of people, a lot of my clients too, when I'm building out their, whether it's a membership site or they're launching some type of course or something, I find out that they have a YouTube channel, or they post a lot of YouTube videos. That's one of the places where I would say put your Smartlink as a call to action on every video description. Anytime you post, whether it's on Facebook or other platforms, if you're posting a lot, maybe on LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, your Instagram bio, you can put a link. If you use things like Linktree, these are the places where you want to make sure that Smartlink, that the one that's your main lead capture or your main, for me, it's like registering for my free live streams, because that's my main lead capture. It may be different for you, but whatever app that is, that's going to, it's pixeled and all of that. That's where you want to put in all of these places. If you use something like Ystamp, or even just the generic or the built-in, like Gmail has, you can edit your signature and make it all pretty and stuff like that. Really cool tool. It's free. You can, in your Gmail signature, you can customize a message with links and things like that. Also in there, a nice call to action, like, hey, get my free whatever. Could be your dentist that, you're replying to or something. They might be interested in, organization tips or whatever it is you offer. So put that in your email signature, especially the email you use for business, of course. And pretty much anywhere you want to bring traffic from. If you're doing a event in person, like a trade show or a live event, you're handing out flyers. If you're going to create vanity links, like, monicaramos.tv/live is a vanity redirect I created that points to the Smartlink for that app where people sign up for my live streams. So whatever you do, make sure that it's going to the Smartlink. And if you're going to be creating, like, you have your own domain name and you want to forward it, when you set up your forward, always set it up to be forwarding to the Smartlink, not the Facebook app link at the top. Don't use your vanity Smartlink, because the vanity, let's go back to looking at the vanity really quick before I take a look at questions and wrap up. I knew there was a reason I left this open. Here, when you go to your Smartlink, whatever nickname you give it will be plugged into the vanity Smartlink, which makes it look nice, like, right? It's got like a username. It's not like numbers like this. So that's one benefit to it. But if I were to ever change this nickname, like to something else, like coaching, I think I already have a 2. Let's do 8. The link will change to 8. And anywhere else where I had, if it was like in my Instagram bio or my signature email or whatever, I would have to remember every place that I put that vanity smart link that now says something else because I changed the nickname. And you don't want to have to remember that. The permanent will never change. The permanent will always be this number. I personally like the all numeric. It's a little bit funky the way you have to get it, but for me, it helps me. I know that my account number and my app number, ID numbers aren't going to change. And so I do the full like all numeric, which is kind of like this one here, except in place of the word sign up, that's where I put my 22 social account ID number, which is up here, this little number right here. So I go into a lot of detail about how to get the all numeric in that video link that I shared. I'll put that in the description. But I like to do 22s.com/this and then / the app ID number for this app. But it's not one of the options here. So I usually will copy this and then I'll swap out the word sign up for my account number. And that's how I get the all numeric. That's just me being like super anal about like wanting it to be a certain way. But this is what I recommend for most people. Super simple. Use that whenever you're sharing. When you're putting it over here behind the call to action, the learn more, they don't see the link. All they see is this button. So it doesn't matter. It could be as ugly as this. It doesn't have to be a vanity link. The important thing I want to make sure you know is that when you change your nickname, this will break anywhere else you've used it. That's why I don't like using it. Also, your account name. So when you go to like my account at the top, you can give yourself your own like account name. That is also if you ever change your account name to something else, anywhere you've used your vanities won't work also. So always just use the permanent, just, get in a habit of that. All right. Let me look at some of these questions. When it comes to, okay. This is a really good question. Let me pull this up. When it comes to using your SmartLink, if the person that clicks doesn't have Facebook, how far will they be able to proceed? So if they don't have Facebook, I can actually log out and I will show you. Let me, so let me just get to this page, like the page. I'm going to copy the link of the page. I'm going to log out of Facebook. Log out. Okay. And I'm just going to paste that link here. Like I'm going to Sally's page. Maybe I clicked on it in an email or something. I'm not logged into Facebook. So on desktop, it will show like this. I'm not quite sure on mobile how prominent it is. You can go to a page. You don't have to be, you can even say not now, but see how annoying like the pop-ups keep coming up. It's telling you, hey, you can learn more if you log in. So when you go to a page, you do see this and there's really not much you could do about it except just keep saying not now. But anyone can go to a page that doesn't have a Facebook account. I'm not logged in as anyone. I probably don't, maybe I don't have a Facebook account or I don't want to use Facebook. Now, when you go to an app link, it's the same thing. So let's see that link here. Oh, yeah, it's not going to let me because I'm logged out. Let me just click on it from what I pinned here. Let's say I'm clicking on this. So see how, remember I had the link in here? And let me close this, hide this question so you can see the whole page. Down here, I was talking about this. It'll prompt you like to log in down at the bottom. Right here, remember I backed it out and it's not there. You can still click on this image. This image is the SmartLink. So I'm going to click on that. Again, I'm logged out of Facebook. And so I will see this. Oh, why am I? Oh, it has me logged in like this. I'm not supposed to see that. Weird. Okay, hold on. I think it's because I have, I think I'm an admin of that and it's logging in from on my other browser, I'm logged in as me. See, that's me right there, my real account. So that's not really working. Let me grab it again. Let me just copy this link. Oh, I can show you what the mobile looks like. I'll just put in the mobile link. Just me cheating, but this is what on mobile what it looks like. So let me refresh. That's what my gate looks like. Let it load for a second. Probably not a good app to choose, which is why I asked you guys, somebody give me a Smartlink so I could use a real one. Let me refresh. My images don't want to load. All right, well, there's supposed to be an image there. It looks like it's still spinning up here and loading. But see how I'm not logged into Facebook and I can still see the gate. So on a gated app, I'll see the gate. On an ungated app, I will see the main content. There we go. There's my finally loaded. Again, this is just a template for that I use for my members. They can copy this and for different things. This is a coaching one. But they'll, as logged out of Facebook, someone will see it like this. If you don't have a tab, it's actually better because as Wes was asking, like, what if I'm not logged in? Like, I'll see something like, where's that? Down here where it says log in. If I'm going to the tab, but on mobile, I'm not going to the tab. Another reason why I don't really care for the tabs. I'm going to go here and it's not going to tell me anything about Facebook. However, your question, Wes, was at what point or how far will they go? On a gated app, on an ungated app, they can view as much as they want until they click a button that's going to request Facebook login. On a gate, it's the gate button. So if I want to book a call and I want to take an action here, when I click this, if I'm already logged into Facebook, I'm going to go to that confirmation page that says, continue, this is you, all of that. If I'm not, I'm going to be prompted to log in. So let me pull one of these over here. Just because I want to make sure I can log in and not expose any of like my clients' accounts or test accounts or things like that. Pulling it off to the side just for a second. So it's logging me into Facebook right now. All right, so then this is what people will see if they are logged in, Wes. If they click a button that is a 22 social like Facebook login, like they have to register or they have to pay. If this was a pay, like I was booking, I would click here and then it would take me to PayPal to pay. Or I could pay right here with Stripe. I covered that last week on Stripe. You can actually pay right here, which is cool. It doesn't take you to PayPal, but this is where I'd have to log in before I saw this, but I didn't have to log in until I did that. So hopefully that answers your question. They'll get as far as they will until it requires a login. Here we go. And Marcia, yes. Oh, you're probably talking about if you can hear me or you can't hear me. Because I did ask that. All right. Thanks for the clarification. Truth be known, if they're not on Facebook at this point, they may not be great clients for lots of niches since billions are. I'm just wondering if I should get the rare person that isn't. Yeah. So here's the thing with that, Wes. Everybody's on Facebook. Not everybody. The majority of people are Facebook, but there are a lot of people who either don't want to use Facebook to log in, or they want to join groups they have fake accounts and all this other stuff. I run into that. And yeah, if they're going to try to jump through hoops and all that, they're probably not your target market. Your focus here is that since there are billions I tell my clients, look, 22 Social runs on Facebook. You want me to build you a membership site and all that, you need to be comfortable with Facebook. You need to know that your potential members are going to need to have a Facebook account to use it. And then I used to tell them, and our payment processor is PayPal, because some people have a problem with PayPal, right? And if you don't like Facebook or you don't have PayPal or have a problem with either of those two, tell me now. I will not take your money. Will not work with you. So it's a matter of just knowing, what you're using. There's lots of ways to run a business online. If you're going to use 22 Social, you do need to be comfortable with Facebook and know that people will need a Facebook login to access your content. The really good side to that is that they're not going to share access passwords or anything like that for content you're selling or protecting with a Facebook login, because no one's going to give away their Facebook like username and password, right? So I really love that as far as for protecting content, things like that. But really good question. Really good question. All right. So this was kind of a long one, huh? Yeah. And if I missed any questions or anything else that comes up later, just comment here, tag me in the group. I'll be sure to either mention it there or I will address it, especially the next time I do something like this. But yeah, you will need to have a Facebook page to use 22 Social, and you will need to have your potential customers, clients, opt-ins, anyone who wants to register or purchase from you will at some point need to log in with Facebook to get access. So it does require having a Facebook page. Great question. Leads right into this little segment here where we talk about, how the platform works for anyone who's wondering, okay, how does this all work? You show me how to get optimized and use My Smartlink. But if you're new to 22 Social or you're just checking us out for the first time, basically, we run this whole thing on Facebook business pages. They're easy to manage. They are free. A lot of people like to use them as an online hub for their business. They, attach ads accounts to them and all that. In some cases, not even needing a website. With 22 Social connected to your business page, you can add custom apps, landing pages, sales pages, all kinds of different, they're just web pages. We call them apps that are third-party applications. That's where, hence the word apps, that are connected to business pages. And you can create content that's just free information that nobody needs to log in to see, or you can restrict access. They either have to register, log in with Facebook to have access to download your free thing, or register for your webinar, enter your contest, or sell something, right? So when you first install your app, you're going to want to create it, make it look nice, add that preview image. I'll put some links into where, we have a lot of help tutorials on how to create that. When you share your link, like I showed the example before, that's how it shows up in the newsfeed. You want to pin it to the top of your page, share it in groups, share it everywhere, and especially put it in that call to action button at the top. So when you create one, you're going to get a smart link. Every app installed generates its own smart link. When you first install it, it looks like this. There's nothing to it. You need to add your own text. You can add all kinds of images. You can embed different things, videos, video galleries, calendars, contact forms. There's lots of different things you can do. Lots of widgets, I guess is a good word for it, that connect and integrate well with the apps. But everything you can create, you can customize your colors, your fonts, your branding, even your button colors, you can change those. And you can create up to 15 of these per business page, and they all come with the Smart Link, which makes it viewable on mobile friendly, mobile ready. And so that link, depending on whether they're looking at our desktop or mobile, they'll still be able to check it all out. So like I said, you can connect up to 15 per page. Some of us use several pages and several apps, and there are different ways people use it, that you could either give free access or paid access. Free access would be something like a free download, a free video, a webinar registration, sweepstakes or contests, sign up for that. Something that they can access for. They have to, click and say, this is who I am on Facebook, approve their profile to get access, but they don't have to pay for it. Or you can sell something like a coaching session or a course, a digital download of some type of product, or like a paid webinar or masterclass or something like that. You can sell one-time payment for access to something, or recurring payment. So a subscription model is one of the most popular ways people use 22 Social, where you get recurring, they pay a recurring payment, you get recurring income for access to content that you provide on an ongoing basis to a community as a membership. So because it's an application that you install on your page, a third-party application, that's why we call them apps, but they're not like phone apps. They're just regular, not regular, but they're like web pages. They just leverage and integrate Facebook and leverage the power of Facebook really well. So like I said earlier, a gated content, that you have to log in with Facebook. And as opposed to like the traditional put your name and email to, get access, a lot of people just put in a fake email, or they have an email designated just to get downloads and stuff. So you're really going to get good quality leads for people because they're going to be logging in with Facebook. It also protects you because they're less likely to share that content, because they'd have to share their Facebook login in order for someone else to see something they bought or they got access to. So, and then with things like PayPal and Stripe, we connect with that through the Facebook profile. So that's always nice. So here's kind of how it works. The whole thing, I'm going to wrap it up in this little nutshell, take a look at questions before we close up. But when you share that smart link, remember, always use the permanent if you can, get in the habit of that. In this example, we're looking at what this would look like when shared in the news feed. This is also what it would look like shared anywhere on Facebook. So within a group as well, or when you share it on your own page. But most people will see it in the news feed or like in a group notification or something like that. When they click on that, and they just have to click on the post that gets generated, the image, you don't even have to include the link in the description when you share it. Once that image generates, post it out, send it out. When they click on it, it will take them to the app. They're going to start on the gate side if it's gated. If it's not, then they'll just start on the main content side. But they'll be able to then sign up. This is when they're going to click through and say, this is who I am on Facebook. They are clicking continue, confirming that this is me. It'll have their picture and their name. It pre-fills their Facebook email, so they can change that if they want. It is clickable and changeable. Sometimes I like to add a message at the top that says, I'm going to be sending this to your email, so make sure you provide your best email below or something like that. They'll check the box to continue and agree to your terms. And that's all the legal stuff that covers you, letting them know, everything that needs to be, all the GDPR and everything is up to date on that. So they click that and they go through. And once they say, yes, I agree, then they just have instant access to the other side of your app, which is the main content. It's the same page you create, but you're going to create two sides. You create the gate side that people see before they register or pay. And the main side is what they get to see once registration or enrollment or payment is complete. And there they can scroll through all the content you've created, whatever you have in there. As long as they're logged into Facebook, they'll always have access to this with whatever profile they confirmed. You, on the other hand, are capturing a lead that includes their Facebook, who they are on Facebook, their profile, their picture, their name, date of birth. All of that stuff is in your back office, which there's a tab at the top, the SRM tab, that shows you your whole list of everyone that's in your, that's gone through your app, through the gate side, and is now in your SRM, your social relationships manager. And we have a lot of cool things, one of them being a lot of cool features. And, I can't always cover all of them every week, but I really enjoy, for those of you who use PayPal as the payment processor, the name on Facebook and the name on PayPal, oftentimes you'll find don't match, right? It's not the same person. And so 22 Social kind of takes care of that because it acts as the glue between the two. When you click on that, it'll take you to that PayPal profile and say, hey, ABC company is Sally Solver on Facebook. Those are the same person. It'll take you right to that. So I love that as well. Another added benefit. We also integrate with Stripe too. That was just announced about a month ago. So that's cool too. A couple months ago, we just announced that. So with things like, this PayPal sync, we also have a 22 Social Connect Chrome extension that allows you to figure out, it'll identify members in your Facebook group that have gone through and registered and are enrolled in your membership. In the Facebook group, it'll turn their names a certain color, which you designate. In this example, green means active, they've paid, they've registered. Red is inactive, or meaning they, at one point they were registered, but now they're not anymore. So that lets you know all the red people, those are people who have canceled or stopped paying. It's time to take them out of the group. And then orange is just, again, in this example, you can pick whatever colors you want, would be someone who, it's unknown, right? They have not registered, so neither one way or the other. But it's really helpful to, when you're getting a member request, if they're green, that they've gone through and registered, let them in your group, especially if you don't want to let people into your group until they've gone through your app, right, to register for either the free group or the paid group. So these kinds of tools and things like that, we're always building. And I know Renee's working on other cool stuff, and we'll be announcing, new features all the time. But there's just so much that you can do, along with, using that blueprint that we talked about and following those steps, and using tools like, the social relationship manager, creating your gates, optimizing it, putting it behind the call to action, installing this Chrome extension. All of these little things can help you and guide you to get you results. And we love to see when our members are having great results, and we showcase you guys and we do interviews and stuff like that. So if you're having results, let us know. I'd love to put you on the list. Here's an example of just one 22 Social user who is just with one app, right? Because you get 15 installs per page with just one app, one subscription product app. He's been able to see results like you've got mail, you've got money, you've got a new subscription payment, you just got paid, you just received money. So love seeing that. I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like with Stripe too, because they just switched over to Stripe on Friday. So I'm gonna start playing with that and putting that out there. But yeah, love seeing the PayPal messages. So if you're wondering, okay, great, what's next? What do I do? How, this is a lot to take in. The first thing I would recommend is to take our free Dream Builder self-assessment. That's going to, after you answer a few questions, going to tell you what the right thing is to do right now for you. It's extremely important to take the right actions, but at the right time. Are you in the learn phase? Are you in the earn phase? Are you in the scale phase? Do you not even know what phase you're in, right? Go to 22s.com/dream. Take the Dream Builder self-assessment. It's completely free. There you'll be able to answer some questions. You'll get a customized action plan, but also on that page, you'll be able to check out our bundle deal, which we offer the 22 Social software along with the Blueprint course as a bundle offer. So the Dream Builder Blueprint course goes over a lot of the stuff I talked about in the beginning, but in a lot more detail, and helps you to, through each stage of the process, your delivery stage, your invite stage, your nurture stage, how to systemize and all of that stuff. And along with learning that, you'll get a year of the 22 Social platform, which the software is, all the stuff in the course is implementable with the software. So we want you to, earn and learn at the same time and not have to wait. So check that out. You'll be able to look at that, see if that's for you, but you definitely will be able to get the free assessment. You'll also be able to refer others to come check out 22 Social, join us on our Tuesdays. And for the more people you refer, the more chances you get to win this bundle that I'm showing you right now. So we give that away every week. And this week, I'm about to tell us who our winner is. Drum roll. This week's winner, who gets the whole shebang, the 22 Social 1 year free and the Blueprint course, is Lauren Heim. Woo! Congratulations, Lauren, from Indiana. You're going to get the whole bundle, a whole year of 22 Social on us, the Dream Builder Blueprint course. Just message our page for all of the details and we will get you hooked up. All right, let me just take a quick pick and see if any more questions. You guys had some great ones today. We had some really great questions last week as well. If you missed last Tuesday's episode, check that out too. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys like a lot of these types of training, what training you're looking for, I will try to put a few more of those in along with some of our other conceptual training topics and our interviews and things like that. But always a pleasure to be here with you guys. Again, great questions. And anything else you have that we missed, or if you're catching this on the replay, just ask in the Facebook group. And that 22s.com/dream, the link to our Facebook group can also be found on that page. So you should be all hooked up just with one little link there. Easy to remember. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good one. And I will see you next Tuesday.